Howdy y'all, Brian here. We're going to do lust today. This is going to be part 2 of the 7 deadly sins. So, let's get it going. Lust is a longing desire for anything in the wrong way. Anything in the wrong way. So when you think of lust, I want you guys to focus on desire. Desire is neutral. You're not a bad person for wanting women. You're not a bad person for wanting health. You're not a bad person for wanting money. You're not a bad person if you take drugs. It all depends on why you are taking them. And when I say in the bad way or the wrong way, I'm coming from the lower states of being, the carnal mind. So I want you to think of a couple key words here. I wrote them on the board. Scarcity, lack, fear, doubt, boredom. All of these feelings that we have, we're all humans here, come out of a state of non-fulfillment within. So scarcity is if somebody has something, I can't have it as well because there's only so much of it in the world. Lack is very similar to it, but it's more so on an internal scale. It's saying, oh, well, I don't have this now, so I have to desire it and I have to chase after it because it will never be there. I can't have access to it. All right? Fear. Fear that if I don't chase that girl, if I don't chase those dollars, if I don't have that perfect bank balance, or I don't have the six-pack abs, then I'll never have them. They will evade me forever. Very similar to doubt. Doubt is the self-belief that you're not good enough, that you're not deserving enough. And boredom, which I think is probably, at least in my opinion, what I've dealt with the most in my life, because I have a pretty hyperactive brain. I need a lot of stimulation. So sometimes, if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, if I'm not in alignment with my life's purpose, I will start to feel unfulfilled on the inside. I get bored. And I start to desire things from the outside to fill my cup for me, instead of choosing to go inward and fill it myself. All right? So I want to start off by just giving a couple examples of lust, and then the opposite side of it, which is desire in a good way, which is love. Okay? So let's talk about health real quick. So I'd say a lustful way to look at health would be something like bodybuilding. Now, I personally love bodybuilding. And to any bodybuilders that watch this, you guys are awesome. Your physiques are great. Okay? But I want to ask you a question. Do you think that the desire to look the way that you do on stage is necessarily healthy for you in the long run? Because you could go to the gym for an hour a day and be a bodybuilder, or you could be a health person, and it's a very different way to view things. Because if you're a bodybuilder, what are you also going to need to do? Are you going to probably have some gluttonous activities if you're doing a bulking cycle? Is that healthy for you? I mean, sure, you look amazing, but the drugs you have to take in order to look that way, the amount of food you have to eat to look that way, the damage that you do to your joints by training 8 hours of arms, because as a young boy, Rich Piana is the fucking tits, is probably not healthy for you. Whereas if you go to the gym out of a state of self-love for yourself, and you just do have a regular workout, you drink your water, you take a couple of the healthy supplements. The only one I really recommend is Silajit, ashwagandha, creatine. Other than that, most of the other shit's bullshit. You don't need protein powders. You don't need any of that. Okay? You can just eat whole foods. And your body will look amazing. You'll never look like one of the professional bodybuilders, but you're going to live a lot longer. So that's what I'm talking about. Self-love. You could desire health, but which way are we going here? Because to look that amazing, just absolutely incredible physique on stage, you may have to sacrifice your health, yourself in the future in order to fulfill a need in the short term. Whereas if you go the other route, sure, you're never going to win a trophy. You're never going to win the, what's it called, the Weidman, or whatever the Arnold Classic is, or all those big bodybuilding shows. You're never going to be able to compete with them. But you're probably going to live longer. Your joints are going to feel better. Okay? And you're not going to have as many heart issues, health issues, inflammation. So it's the difference of desire whether we want to fall on the side of self-love or lust. Okay? Self-love is a fulfillment of everything on the inside. And lust is, hey, I don't have everything that I need on the inside, so I'm going to look at these other things I can do to get there as quickly as possible via the drugs, the extra food, the extra training time, whatever it may be. Let's talk about money. So I'm going to throw this one over to my buddy. He's got 2 kids, and he loves money. It's not a lust for money because of the way that he views it. He makes quite a bit of money, and he does it because he loves his children so much. He makes so much because he wants to put them into the best schools. They both go to a private school, and he's going to send them to an amazing college one day, or a university. Or if they don't want to go to school, he has all the money, the capabilities to help them chase their dreams. Whereas a lustful view of money would be, I really want a fucking yacht or a Lambo or all these things. And I'm not saying that you can't have those. If you make a lot of money, you can have whatever the fuck you want in life. But it's the ultimate desire and the root cause of why do you need those things? Do you need the yacht to feel fulfilled? Do you need the jet skis in order to actually be happy in the moment? Or are you chasing that money? Are you desiring that money because you love the people around you so much that you want to be able to provide for them at all times, no matter what? Think about it. Sex. Let's talk about this one. So if you're in a state of self-love, you probably aren't going to be sleeping around and doing this whole hookup culture thing, because you realize at the end of the day, you only get one woman. Or man, if there's women that watch this. Not too many of you guys, I can see. But if you truly love yourself, you're going to go for somebody and want to fall in love with their personality first, okay? You want to make sure that they fit into your lifestyle, that they have things in common with you, that there are traits, that there are goals, that there are ambitions, that they want future family and children and a home. Whereas the lustful side is, I'm really bored in the current moment, all right, guys? I'm really bored. I just want to go out. I want to watch the porn. I want to go out to the club and just sleep with these random girls. And although it may not backfire immediately, you can see that there are consequences to having that lifestyle. You're going to go out and you're going to subject yourself to possibly STDs. If you're in a foreign country, maybe you're going to get roofied and your kidneys are going to be gone in the morning. Okay? There are bad things that can happen from lust when it comes to sex. And probably one of the worst things that can happen, I have a video called Sex Magic where I talk about this, is oxytocin. If you sleep with someone right away before you fall in love with their personality, the oxytocin, especially in women, post-orgasm, is going to skyrocket. They're going to feel like they're in love with you, but they won't actually be in love with you. And so after a while, this starts to diminish. You get diminishing returns from sex over time if there's no underlying love there. And that's why we have so many situationships. So that's why this is such a key issue that we have to talk about and we have to conquer. And then lastly, let's do drugs. And let's talk about marijuana real quick. So if you're really bored, you could have a lustful desire to smoke a bunch of weed, okay? Guys, I've done this before. It's a lot of fun. But you know what it really does? It hides you from your true potential. You can't chase your true potential because you're altering your brain state just for temporary pleasure. All right, that's what it is. But I also have an uncle that deals with serious muscular dystrophy issues. I don't want to say exactly what all the different issues are because there's quite a few. But he smokes weed in order to heal himself, to relax himself, to self-medicate, to remove some of those pains so that he can actually spend time with his family. Because otherwise, he's fucking miserable. All right? So it's just desire and then deciding, are we going to do this desire based out of self-love or are we going to do it based out of lust? Are we going to do it based out of fulfillment on the inside or are we going to do it out of a lack of fulfillment on the inside? Okay? And that's why I like to say lust is the sacrifice of self-love. Because if you truly loved yourself, if you truly were fulfilled on the inside, then you would not need to go chasing things as much on the outside. Or the desire that you have to chase those things would be out of fulfilling your needs to other people. You know, service to others. Like the money example, like the health example. You want to be around longer for your kids. You want to have the money so you can protect and provide and guide others through life if they don't have the funds themselves. All right, so let's talk about how we can experience some self-love. If you guys, I know for me, there's been certain points in my life where I've felt like there's no one's on my fucking team, all right, guys? And this is probably a lot of the young viewers. You feel like the world's kind of just stacked against you. I want you to just slow it down. Just breathe. Just breathe. You can go outside. You can ground a little bit. You can even put your hands in a fist. This is very calming. If you just sit in the grass and just sit there, do the box breathing. Talked about that before. And just breathe. And I want you to think about your friends, your family, and your pets. I want you to think about all the people that go the extra mile for you. Do you think they do that out of a state of lust? Or do they do it maybe out of sense of love? You know, there's a lot of times that my parents have sacrificed a whole lot of sleep to dig my ass out of a ditch that I put myself into. You know, I was a problematic child growing up. I've been in jail overnight, not actual jail, but the police station jail for being a naughty boy, okay? I've made lots of poor money decisions and I've been bailed out from my parents. You know, I've made terrible decisions with women or out at bars or whatever it may be, and my friends were always there to pick the pieces back up. So I want you guys to become very aware of the love that you do have in your life. Reaffirm the love that you do have in your life. And you're going to start to notice it more, and you're going to stop thinking so much about the lust. All right? This is just one little thing you could do. And also, if you don't have a dog, get a dog. Dogs unconditionally love you. You can leave to go take the trash out, and you're only gone for a minute. But when you get back, it's like you were gone for a year to your dog because they love you so much. They just want to be around you because you are their everything. All right? So become very conscious of the love in your life and start to focus on that. Okay? Don't focus on the lust. Don't focus on what we're lacking and looking everywhere else in the world like, oh my God, oh, where can I find it? I don't know what to do with myself. Just relax. Just relax. It's okay. It's okay. You can even comment in the comments. I'll take care of you. All right? I'll reassure you. I love you. I love every single one of you guys. Doesn't matter what you've done, where you've been, who you are, color, creed, I don't give a fuck. You can be an alien like me. Okay? I love you guys. All right? And everyone else in the world will love you too once you start loving yourself. So how can we start segueing ourselves into this self-love? If you've watched my videos before, you know I love my journal, okay? And I love my affirmations. So I'm gonna ask you guys, I'm gonna test you here. I need you to get a journal and I need you to affirm yourself. I am deserving of true love. Just keep repeating that to yourself. Keep writing it down in that journal. I want you to really become conscious of the fact that you do deserve true love. And then as you go through your life, as you go through your day, I want you to think about your thoughts consciously as they come in. Because those intrusive thoughts that you have are not really yours. They come from your subconscious. And so we have to start working on unwiring some of the bad wiring there. All right, guys? So if you've been living a lustful lifestyle and you see a pretty girl walking down the street, your immediate thought might be, oh, God, I would really love to fuck her right now. Okay. Have that thought. Sit with that thought and ask yourself, is that desire out of lust or is that desire out of love? Seriously sit with it, guys. And then ask yourself a further follow-up question. If it's out of lust, what are you going to do? Are you just going to go up and start commenting and staring at her body while you're talking to her? And if it's out of love, what would your next move be? Are you going to be courageous? If you truly loved yourself, how are you going to talk to her? What changes are you going to make? Are you going to act differently throughout the day? I think you just might. And so I want you guys to focus on the love. I want you to become conscious of the love in your life and very conscious of the lust that pops up into here. And when you do have these lustful thoughts, do not beat yourself up over them. We all slip and fall, okay? We've all been broken into a million pieces before. The only thing that fucking matters is that you get back up, you figure out why you fell, and then you move forward. It's okay to stumble. No one is perfect. And trust me, the thin and narrow path is laden with lions, tigers, bears, brambles, and thorns. There are fucking flamethrowers and a blizzard all at the same time. So there will be misfalls. There will be trust falls. Whatever the fuck you want to use, whatever words you want to say, there will be challenges. All that matters is that we become conscious of those thoughts that we don't really want to be having and transmute them to the other side of the aisle, the loving side of the aisle. Start loving yourself. Experience self-love. Ask yourself daily, who are the people in my life that truly love me for me? And give them more energy. And then figure out the people that just like you for what you can get, or give to them. And maybe give them less energy. And believe me, your life will fucking change. All right, guys? Love you. Have a wonderful day.